Hello, language learners. Welcome to Chinese Around You, your go-to podcast for all things Mandarin. Whether you're just starting with HSK 1 basics, like learning Ni Hao, or aiming for HSK 6 fluency, this episode is filled with practical tips. I'm your host, Melissa, and today we're uncovering the methods Chinese children use to become language experts. Let's jump right in. Begin with sounds and tones. So Chinese kids start their language journey by listening. They hear the language all around them at home, in the streets, from TV. The first step for you is also to focus on sounds. Mandarin has 4 tones, and each tone changes the meaning of a word. For example, ma with the first tone means mother, while ma with the third tone means horse. You can also use some apps or listen to Chinese children's songs on the platforms. Try to imitate the tones you hear, make it a daily practice. Listen to a very short audio clip in the morning, during your commute, or before bed. Repeat the words and phrases, focusing on getting the tones correct. Create an immersion environment. Chinese children grow up surrounded by Chinese. You can also do the same. Change the language settings on your phone, tablet, or computer to Chinese. Watch Chinese cartoons like 喜羊羊与灰太狼, Pleasant Goat, and Big Big Wolf on streaming sites. Even if you don't understand everything at first, the more you are exposed to the language, the more familiar it will become. You can also join the Chinese language groups or classes. I also have the learning group on Patreon and group learning classes on italki. So in this way, you can also interact with other learners and native speakers. There are also apps that can connect you with language exchange partners. Learn in context, not just isolated words. Kids don't learn single words in isolation. They learn phrases and sentences that are useful in daily life. Instead of just memorizing 我, I love. In 中国, China, learn the sentence 我爱中国, 我爱中国, I love China. Make flashcards with useful sentences. For HSK 1 to 2 level learners, it could be simple greetings like 你好吗? How are you? For more advanced learners, like HSK 3 to HSK 6 level students, you can make cards with complex sentences for business, academic, or daily conversations. Practice using these sentences in your language exchanges.
Before we continue, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here. This podcast, Chinese Around You, is my way of sharing Chinese for free with anybody, anywhere who wants to learn. It's a labor of love, but keeping it free takes time and work. If you've enjoyed what you hear and want to help me keep going, consider joining my Patreon. When you become a member, you get exclusive transcripts with pinyin and English, and they're great for studying. And also some more extra content. More importantly, your support lets me keep making these episodes for anyone, everybody, including learners who cannot afford paid resources. No pressure at all. Just know I'm so grateful you're listening to me right now. But if you want to be part of this small community and help it grow, Patreon is the place. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get back to the lesson.
Make learning fun. Learning Chinese doesn't have to be boring. Chinese children learn through games, stories, and songs. You can play Chinese language games like 汉字连连看, Chinese character matching games, which you can find on some apps. Reading Chinese children's book. For beginners, books like 猜猜我有多爱你, Guess How Much I Love You, with simple words and beautiful pictures are great. As you progress, you can move on to more complex novels. Singing Chinese songs is also a fun way to learn. You can find lyrics online and try to sing along. Practice consistently. Consistency is key. Chinese kids practice language every day, even if it's just for a short time. Set aside 15 to 30 minutes each day for Chinese. It could be in the morning before work, during your lunch break, or in the evening. You can review flashcards, listen to our Chinese podcast, or practice speaking with a language exchange partner. Little by little, your efforts will add up and you'll see significant progress. Use language in real-life situations. Chinese children use the language in their daily lives. They ask for toys, talk about their day at school, or describe what they see. You can also do the same. If you're at a Chinese restaurant, try to order in Chinese. When you see something interesting, describe it in Chinese in your head. If you live in an area with a Chinese community, visit Chinese supermarkets, attend Chinese cultural events, and use Chinese as much as possible. If not, you can create your own scenarios at home. For example, pretend you are in a Chinese store and practice asking for prices and making purchases. Don't fear making mistakes. Making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Chinese kids make mistakes all the time when they're first learning to speak, but they keep trying. Don't be afraid to make mistakes when you're learning and speaking Chinese. Native speakers will appreciate your effort, and every mistake is a chance to learn. If you make a mistake, don't be embarrassed. Analyze what went wrong, correct it, and move on. Remember, the more you practice, the fewer mistakes you'll make. So there you have it, the tried and true methods that Chinese children use to master their language, and that you can use to level up your HSK levels. Learning Chinese takes time and patience, but with these strategies, you will be well on your way to fluency. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to follow our Chinese podcast, Chinese Around You, on your favorite podcast platform. You can also follow us on YouTube for more Chinese learning content tips and updates. Leave us a review and let us know which method you're going to try first. Thanks for listening and keep up the good work. 我是 Melissa， 和我一起听懂中文，读懂世界。